Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Monday, August 28th, 2023. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with yesterday's AEW All In presented live on pay-per-view from Wembley Stadium in London.
London, England! What a moment! What a night! Because tonight, we're going to thank you, 81,035 fans! Tonight, we make a new worldwide record in pro wrestling paid attendance!
AEW's announced paid number for the event would set a new all-time worldwide paid attendance record for professional wrestling, breaking the previous record of 80,709 paid attendees for WWE's WrestleMania 32 at AT&T Stadium. The total attendance figure for All In has not yet been made public. A real physical altercation broke out backstage between CM Punk and Jack Perry just prior to the opening match of the main card, according to both Fightful and PW Insider, with Perry subsequently being asked to leave the building. Wrestling Observer's Brian Alvarez reported that after his match, Punk was met by security in the gorilla position, which then escorted him to his locker room, where he stayed until he was also removed from the building. The fight reportedly resulted from comments Perry made during his pre-show match with Hook for the FTW title, which featured a spot involving the windshield of a car, after which Perry stated, quote, "Real glass, cry me a river," end quote, a reference to a previously reported incident in which Punk had nixed an idea Perry had to use real glass for a spot on Collision. During the AEW All In post-show press conference, Tony Khan confirmed that the incident took place, stating that it was under investigation. The main event of All In saw MJF retain the AEW World Championship in his sixth defense of the title, catching Cole with a small package in 27 minutes and 29 seconds. After matters got heated several times during the match and both men teased using cheap shots against each other, both Cole and MJF reconciled and embraced in a post-match angle to close the show. The first finish of the match saw both men cover each other for a double pin, resulting in a draw.
Double clothesline attempted. Swing and a miss by both men. Both men go down. Two and double pin. He closed. What was that? What the hell? It's a double pin.
They pinned each other. It's a draw.
Bryce Remsburg confirmed it. Yeah.
Double pin.
Double pin.
I'm sorry.
He's right. He did his job, Bryce Remsburg, the referee. It's a draw. And the champion retains.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bryce Remsburg has ruled that both men's shoulders were pinned on the mat. Therefore, this match is a draw.
However, both challenger and champion insisted on more time and the match continued. Cole and MJF had already joined forces to take the Ring of Honor World Tag Team title from Aussie Open earlier in the day during the All In 0-hour pre-show. The opening match saw the so-called Real World Champion Punk defeat Ring of Honor World TV Champion Samoa Joe in 13 minutes and 58 seconds. Joe's TV title was not on the line in the match. Other major matches on the card featured Will Ospreay pinning Chris Jericho in 14 minutes and 55 seconds, and FTR retaining the AEW World Tag Team title against the Young Bucks in 21 minutes and 45 seconds. Two title changes took place on the show. Billy Gunn and The Acclaim took the AEW World Trios title from the House of Black in 9 minutes and 38 seconds, marking Gunn's first title win in a major company since holding his last WWE World Tag Team title with Road Dogg 9 years ago. The other title change saw Saraya capture the AEW World Women's Championship in her home country, besting Toni Storm, Britt Baker, and previous champion Hikaru Shida in a four-way match. Saraya was accompanied to the ring by family members, including her mother and father.
And remember, earlier tonight, All In 0 Hour, we saw that Mercedes Moné was in attendance. Right.
They did it!
Could that portend something, anything, for the women's division here in All Elite Wrestling, Nigel?
Certainly a lot of depth in the women's division here in AEW Wrestling. And right now, Saraya has done England proud. There is a target on her back, but for tonight, she will go back to Norwich as the AEW Women's Champion.
In other results, Darby Allin and Sting beat Swerve Strickland and Christian in a coffin match. Jay White, Juice Robinson, and Konosuke Takeshita defeated Kenny Omega, Adam Page, and Kota Ibushi when Takeshita pinned Omega. And in a no disqualification 10-man tag, Best Friends Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, and Penta El Zero Miedo defeated the Blackpool Combat Club and Santana and Ortiz when Cassidy pinned Claudio Castagnoli. AEW announced at the end of the show that the company would be returning to Wembley Stadium next year for All In on August 24th. Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks in WWE, was shown in the stands several times during the show. It is not known if there are plans to use her in AEW anytime soon. In WWE news, 16-time former world champion John Cena is scheduled to return to the ring for a tag team match at WWE's Superstar Spectacular in Hyderabad, India on September 8th. According to social media posts made yesterday by WWE, Cena is slated to team with WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins for the first time and are scheduled to take on Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci of Imperium with Gunther at ringside. Cena has also been tabbed to appear at SmackDown next Friday night for the Payback Go Home episode. Impact Wrestling streamed their 4th annual Emergence show on Sunday for Fight TV and subscribers of their Impact Plus YouTube channel from the Rebel Entertainment Complex in Toronto.
Oh, look at this! Peralta taps out again to Trinity!
In the main event, Trinity retained the Impact Knockouts World title after tapping out former champion Deonna Purrazzo. It was Trinity's first defense since winning the title from Purrazzo on July 15th. The penultimate bout of the night saw Brian Myers, Bully Ray, Leo Rush, and Moose knock off Josh Alexander and the Time Machine trio of Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Kushida when Moose pinned Alexander. During the match, PCO chased off Bully Ray. Later, Steve Macklin made his return by fighting with Alexander on the ramp. Macklin has been out of action for over a month with a tear in his groin muscle. In the only title change on the show, the Rascals team of Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz defeated Subculture to win the Impact World Tag Team titles. In other title matches, Impact Digital Media champion Kenny King put down Johnny Swinger, and Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich survived a 4-way over Giselle Shaw and Savannah Evans, Courtney Rush and Jessica, and the team of Kylin King and Jody Threat to retain the Impact Knockouts Tag Team titles. Threat was a late replacement for King's regular partner Taylor Wilde. IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Sonata appeared on the show and bested Jake Something in a non-title match. In a bout taped at Killer Kowalski's wrestling school, Eddie Edwards pinned Frankie Kazarian following a distraction from Edwards' wife Alicia, which led to a Shining Wizard. The main show opened up with Eric Young defeating Diener in a no disqualification match. During the pre-show, Speedball Mike Bailey defeated Alan Angels, and Joe Hendry and Yuya Uemura defeated the Good Hands team of Jason Hotch and John Schuyler. The National Wrestling Alliance held the second and final night of their 75th anniversary celebration streamed on Fight TV pay-per-view from the Coruscant Ballroom of the Chase Hotel in St. Louis. In the main event, EC3 submitted Tyrus to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship in a Texas bull rope match. Per the stipulations of the match, following the loss, Tyrus retired. A slew of title tilts made up the majority of the show. The NWA World Women's Championship also changed hands as Kenzie Page upended Camille. Camille had made 40 consecutive successful defenses of the title since winning it from Serena Deeb in June of 2021. Other championship changes saw Ella Envy and Kylie Page beat Maddie Rinkowski and Missa Kate to win the NWA World Women's Tag Team titles, and Daisy Kill and Talos defeated the Country Gentlemen, AJ Kazana and Anthony Andrews, to win the NWA United States Tag Team titles. In other title retentions, Blunt Force Trauma held on to the NWA World Tag Team titles over Mike Knox and Trevor Murdoch. NWA World Television Champion Tom Latimer turned back the challenge of Chris Adonis. NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion Colby Corino went over Jack Cartwheel. Max the Impaler held on to the NWA Women's Television title over Ruthie J. Silas Mason retained the national title over Jordan Clearwater. Clearwater had won a 21-man battle royal on the pre-show to earn the shot. Taking a look at Mexico, CMLL ran their weekly show targeted at families inside their home building of Arena Mexico on Sunday. In the main event, Mystico defended his NWA Historic World Middleweight Championship for the first time since September of 2022 against New Japan's Hiromu Takahashi. But his sixth defense ended without a definitive winner as both men's shoulders were pinned to the mat during a roll-up. The referee ruled the match a draw, and as a result, Mystico retained the title. In other selected match results, Atlantis Jr. and Volador Jr. beat Stuka Jr. and Templario in 2 straight falls. In a trios match, Ayadaz, Blue Panther, and Star Jr. downed Cancerbero, Luciferno, and Virus. Ayadaz was a late replacement for Panterita del Ring, and Guerrero Amaya Jr. defeated Defunto in a 1-fall lightning match. And we close with a look at Japan. All Japan Pro Wrestling held the finals of their 10th annual Royal Road Tournament yesterday inside the International Conference Hall in Nagoya. New Japan Pro Wrestling Satoshi Kojima came out victorious in the deciding match over Ryuki Honda, pinning him in 17 minutes after a lariat. Kojima and Honda earned their trips to the final earlier in the show by defeating Shuji Ishikawa and Suwama respectively. Also on the show, in a match where their King of DDT 6-man tag team titles were also on the line, Yukio Sakaguchi, Saki Akai, and Hideki Okatani upended ATM, Takawa Mori, and Black Mensoure to win the All Japan 6-man tag team championship. The Glate Promotions G-Infinity tag team titles were also defended. The brother duo of Jun and Rei Saito retained the titles for the 4th time, turning back the challenge of Kotaro Suzuki and Hartley Jackson. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.